we're going to use this video to set up our 22-23 calendar. Again, once you enter Reading Wonder from ClassLink, you'll come up to the page like this, leave everything as is, and select Next. Once you select Next, you're going to select your first teaching day. I'm doing this after our first teaching day, so I need to toggle backwards. Now in here it says that our first actual teaching day was the 28th. Remember, we want to account for 2 weeks of Start Smart, so I'm actually going to select our first teaching day to be the 25th. That will give me 1 week of Start Smart and 2 weeks of Start Smart. The calendar that I'm going to use this year has come from the ELA guiding documents, which is the Wonders Weekly Focus Pacing. And it's just a suggested planner that our district has given us. So they stated in here that I should be starting Unit 1, Week 1 on August 8th. So again, if I select my first teaching day to be the 25th, I'll have 1 week of Start Smart, 2 weeks of Start Smart, and Unit 1, Week 1 there. So again, I'm selecting the 25th to be my first teaching date. First grade, you have an additional week of Start Smart, so you would have to back that up a little bit more or to make sure that the dates align with what you want to do. After you've selected your first teaching day, you will then select Next. Double check that you have the correct first teaching day because you will not be able to undo it later. The next thing that I'm going to recommend you to do is to remove all of these weird Mondays and Fridays that we have off. The reason that I'm going to have you remove these is because you want a clean 5-day work week. Let's say, for example, we had October the 10th off. If we kept this blacked out, our Unit 1, Week 4 would start on the 11th, which would be a Monday, Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, and our Day 5 would come all the way to Monday the 17th, which would then continue to throw our weeks off. That can get really frustrating, and you'd have to toggle in between. After you've moved all of the 5-day work weeks, the 4-day work weeks to make it clean 5-day weeks, you're then going to use the district calendar to select our 1 week November break, our 2 week October break, our 2 week December, January break, and March break as well. So all I'm doing is selecting that so they're blued or blacked out. We'll be off the last week of December to the first week of January. We're also out the first 2 weeks of October and continuing into March break, which are the last 2 weeks of March breaks. Again, on the calendar, you're going to notice that we have some weird Friday off before spring break, the weird Friday off before winter break, but I'm not going to click that day out. Again, if I selected the 23rd to be off, this would be Day 1, Day 2, Day 3, Day 4, no teaching, and our Day 5 would go all the way to January 9th, which you do not want to do. All right, so after you've set it up this way, I am going to go one step further. You could say you are finished and to save the calendar that way and just fix your calendar as you go, but I'm actually going to take a look and I'm going to start planning basically the first few months of school following the district recommendation. So in here it's showing that Unit 1, Week 1 will be on the 8th, Week 2, Week 3, Week 4, Week 5, and here's an assessment week during September 12th. Okay, you have our Unit 1, Week 6. So remember, each unit is composed of 5 weeks with 1 review, extend, and assessment week. Then we'll pick back up on 9/19 with Unit 2, Week 1. And now we're taking a week with no curriculum, no teaching Reading Wonders. On 9/26, we're taking a pause on our curriculum for conferences. This is also a great time to do projects and activities and anything that you need to do to kind of support your kids on the standards being taught in the previous lections. That will take us into our 2-week fall break, starting back here, Unit 2, Week 2, Week 3, Week 4, Week 5, and then you have, again, your research and extend Week 6 that you will leave in here, and the curriculum will allow you to take that time to assess. All right, we have our Thanksgiving break. In here, you're noticing that Week 1 and 2 are flipped. Later, I can show you how to do that in the calendar, but now we're gonna leave everything as is. All right, that takes us up into winter break, and I'm actually gonna stop here. I think a lot can change and happen. We might be ahead of the game, we might be behind the game, and if I set the calendar all the way up, I'll have to keep changing things. But I think this is a good start for now. If you really wanted to, you can continue with the selected dates that the district has given. One area that I want to point out is this area right here. So on February 14th, the week of February 14th, which is here, and the 21st, we have a day off here. And so they're saying this is a shortened week. So what they recommend you to do is to spread out Unit 4 week 2 over 2 weeks. Since I want to continue to have the kids have material on the dashboard, I can blank out the Monday, Wednesday, Friday of the first week and then Tuesday and Thursday of the second week, or vice versa. That would have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. The students will have access to all of the materials for the entire week doing it this way. So again, that's something that the district has stated. It might be something that you and your team want to do. If not, you do not have to do that. I'm going to unclick it because I just want my calendar to set up till winter break, and then I will go back and fix my calendar after winter break, depending on if we're on the schedule that the district has provided to us or not. All right, so once you're happy with your calendar, you will then click save. Again, they said be careful, you're picking a day that you've already outside of where you are. Are you sure you want to do that? Once you say yes, you cannot undo that. All right, so I'm happy. I'm going to proceed. And at that point, you will then be taken to your dashboard where you have all of your online curriculum at the tip of your fingertips.